Listen, there's a war raging inside you, right now. It's not a quiet skirmish. It's a brutal, bloody clash, tearing at the core of who you are. On one side stands the coward, a sniveling, pathetic shadow of yourself. It's the voice that whines for comfort, that trembles at the unknown, that clings to excuses like a drowning man to driftwood. It's the you that hesitates, that quits, that craves the soft, suffocating lie of later. On the other side, a beast, a primal, unyielding force of steel and fire, fearless, relentless, ready to crush anything stupid enough to stand in its way. Which one lives? Which one dies? That's not up to fate, luck, or some cosmic roll of the dice. That's your call, yours alone. But hear this. Every second you let weakness draw breath, you're strangling the greatness you were born to unleash. This isn't a game. This isn't some motivational pep talk to tuck you in at night. This is a battlefield, and you're in the thick of it. Weakness isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's a parasite. A leech that's grown fat and smug, feasting on your doubts, your procrastination, your "I'll get to it tomorrow" bullshit. It's the invisible weight pinning you to the ground, the chains you've forged link by link with every excuse you've swallowed whole. You've fed it long enough, too long. Today that ends. Today you rip it out by the roots, douse it in gasoline, and burn it alive. No mercy, no retreat, no second chances. Weakness doesn't deserve a plea bargain. It deserves a death sentence. You're not here to coast. You're not here to settle for a half-lived life, shuffling through days like a zombie, numbed by comfort and mediocrity. You're here to dominate, to seize your destiny with both hands and choke the life out of anything that dares to hold you back. That starts with killing the enemy within. Weakness isn't your friend, your quirk, or your human side. It's your jailer, and you've been its prisoner far too long. But not anymore. This is your declaration of war. This is your uprising. This is the moment you bury the old you and rise as something unstoppable. Here's how you do it, step by ruthless step. Step 1. Face the ugly truth. Weakness doesn't vanish because you wish it away. It's a sly bastard, hiding in the corners of your mind, feeding on your fears, your doubts, your not yet lies. It's the voice that says, "I'll start Monday," or "I'm not ready," or "someone else will handle it." It's been running your life, and you've let it. You're not where you want to be. Not because of bad luck, not because of your boss, your ex, or the weather, but because you've let this parasite call the shots. That stops now. Implementation: grab a pen and paper. Sit down, alone, no distractions. Write down every area where you're failing yourself. Be brutal. Where do you procrastinate? Where do you cave to fear? Where do you trade effort for ease? List it all. The skipped workouts, the half-finished projects, the promises you've broken to yourself. Don't sugarcoat it. This isn't therapy. It's an autopsy. Name the enemy. Next to each failure, write the excuse you've used to justify it. Too tired. Too busy. Not the right time. See them for what they are. Weakness in disguise. Own it. Look at that list and say out loud, "This is my fault. I let this happen. I'm the one in control." No blaming the world. Weakness loves a scapegoat. Strip it of that power. Post that list somewhere you'll see it daily. Your mirror, your desk, your phone. Let it stare you down until you're sick of looking at it. The truth hurts. Good. Pain's your wake-up call. Weakness thrives in the dark of denial. Drag it into the light. and you've already drawn first blood. Step 2. Burn the bridges. You can't fight this war with one foot in the past. Weakness loves a fallback plan, those cozy little escape routes you've left open. If this gets too hard, I'll quit. If I fail, I'll just go back to how things were. That's the coward talking, and it's kept you trapped in a cycle of almosts and maybes. No more. Commit like your life's on the line, because it is. Success isn't an option, it's your only path. Burn every bridge that leads back to weakness. Make retreat impossible. Implementation: eliminate the safety net. Identify your crutches, the habits, people, or routines you lean on when things get tough. Binge watching TV to unwind? Cut it. Friends who drag you into laziness? Distance them. That backup plan, whispering, "You can always try later." Torch it. Set a non-negotiable deadline. Pick one goal, something you've been dodging, and commit to starting it today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Tell yourself, there's no plan B. I do this, or I die trying. Write it down. Sign it. Stick it where you can't ignore it. Raise the stakes. Tell someone you respect about your commitment. Someone who'll call you out if you falter. Public accountability is a hell of a motivator. No retreat means no excuses. When you've got nowhere to run, you fight. Warriors don't win by leaving doors ajar. They win by slamming them shut and charging forward. Step 3. Train like the world's against you. Weakness dies under discipline, and discipline isn't a gift. It's a weapon you forge in the furnace of consistency. Every time you skip the hard stuff, every time you hit snooze, every time you let "I don't feel like it" win, you're handing weakness a victory. Flip that. Train like the world's out to break you, because it is. Show up when you're shattered. Push when you're bleeding. Act when you're terrified. Feelings don't get a vote. Results do. Implementation. Set ironclad rules. Pick 3 daily habits that build strength. Say, waking at 5 a.m., training for 45 minutes, reading something challenging for 20 minutes. No exceptions. Write them down. I do this. Always. Stick them on your wall. Start small, but start now. If you're new to discipline, begin with one rule. 5 push-ups when you wake up, no matter what. Do it today. Build from there. Consistency beats intensity at first. Embrace the suck. When you're tired, sore, or unmotivated, do it anyway. Tell yourself, this is where I win. Log every time you push through. Date, time, what you did. Watch that list grow. It's proof you're tougher than your whining mind. Warriors don't wait for the sun to shine. They march through the storm. Train like one. Every rep, every step, every yes when you want to say no is a dagger in weakness's heart. Step 4. Silence the noise. The loudest battles in your skull. That voice, the one hissing, "I can't. I'm not enough. It's too hard." It's a liar and a thief. It steals your will before you even swing. Crush it. Replace it. Own it. Your mind's a weapon, not a weakling's playground. Tell it what to believe. I am relentless. I am unbreakable. I am the storm. Say it until your blood hums with it. Then back it up with action. Words without steel or wind. Prove them. Implementation, catch and kill. For one day, carry a notebook. Every time a negative thought creeps in, "I'm too tired. This won't work." Write it down. Cross it out. Write the opposite. "I have energy to burn. I make it work." Read them aloud at day's end. Build your war cry. Pick 3 affirmations. I am disciplined. I don't quit. I conquer fear. Say them every morning. Loud, like you're shouting down an army. Mean it. Act to reinforce. Every time you overwrite a weak thought, do something hard immediately. 10 push-ups, a cold shower, a task you've avoided. Link strength to action. Starve the doubt. Your mind bends to your command. Feed it power, and weakness suffocates. Step 5. Seek the fire. Comfort's a coffin. Stop clawing for it. The strongest don't dodge the flames. They walk through them. Pain's your forge. Hardship's your hammer. Every blow strips the soft edges, leaving something raw and unstoppable. Stop asking, why me? Start asking, what's this making me? Seek struggle. Hunt it. Growth doesn't knock. It kicks the door down. Implementation. List your fears. Write down 5 things that scare you. Public speaking, a brutal workout, a tough conversation. Rank them. Pick the easiest one first. Face one today. Do it. Speak up in a meeting. Lift heavier than you think you can. Call out what needs saying. Feel the burn, and keep going. Log how it felt after. Scale the fire. Each week, tackle a harder fear. Build a streak. By month's end, you'll crave the heat. Weakness can't survive where you thrive. The fire doesn't destroy you. It purges the frail parts. Step in. Step 6. Kill the old you. The you from yesterday, the one tied to excuses, scared of shadows, chained to good enough, is dead weight. Bury it. Reinvent yourself daily. Shed the habits that choke you. Burn the doubts that cripple you. Move with purpose, not panic. The old you waited for a sign. The new you is the sign. Act like it. Implementation. Audit your day. For 24 hours, track everything. When you wake, what you eat, how you spend each hour. Highlight every weak spot. Scrolling too long, sleeping in, skipping effort. Cut one dead root. Pick the worst offender. Say, phone addiction. Set a rule. No social media before noon. Stick to it for a week. Replace it with something strong. Reading, planning, moving. Rebirth ritual. Every morning, stand tall, look in the mirror, say, the old me is dead. I'm stronger today. Then prove it. Start your day with a win. The old you's a ghost. Haunt it back. To the warriors who've been here before, who've stood in the fire with me, who've bled through the pages of this war, who've come back to sharpen your steel, thank you. You're not just viewers. You're the vanguard, the ones who've stared into the abyss of weakness and spat in its face. Every time you return, you prove it. You're not here to spectate. You're here to conquer. This isn't a channel. It's a battlefield, and you're the ones holding the line. Respect. You've got mine. And to the new blood stepping into this storm for the first time, welcome to the GrimFace movement. This isn't a cozy little corner of inspiration. It's a crucible, a call to kill the coward inside you and rise as something unbreakable. You're not here by accident. Something in you growled when you heard this. Something that's sick of excuses, sick of drifting, sick of settling. That's your signal. Heed it. Hit that subscribe button and join us. Not because we need you, but because you need this. The GrimFace movement isn't for the faint. It's for the relentless. The ones ready to burn their bridges and march into the fire. This is just the beginning. Every word, every step, every strike against weakness builds something bigger. Something that doesn't bend, doesn't break, doesn't bow. Returning or new, you're part of it now. So stick around. Dig in. Let's bury the old you together and carve out a legacy of power. No retreat, no surrender, only forward. See you in the next fight.